So after pressing, I've laid out this pieces one on top of the other, the main one being the front, and I've laid that on the top, and then it's going on to the measurements, and this is quite a big size, so bearing that in mind, what I've done is measured the shoulder, which is 16 inches ready, so I'm going to do half an inch extra for the seam allowances, and just marked it and then slightly angled it down into the shape. And then the armhole, now the armhole length on this very large size is 9 inches from the top, and going across is approximately 4.5 inches. So if you create a box of 4.5 inches by 9 inches and then just curve off for the curvature of the sleeve. Now on top of the bust point, what we have is this is approximately 13.5 inches ready, 13.5 inches at the moment. I'm going to have this 12.5 inches ready, and the daman here, I've made this approximately 15 inches, wanting the whole of the daman to be 30 inches, and then measuring down from the top of the shoulder, I've marked it out at about 16.5 for the waist length, and slightly narrowed it down on the waist length to approximately 13 inches. Not much, because there isn't really much shape going to be shape in this. And then from that point down to the daman or the bottom of the dress, I've equaled it out. So just going to cut a slight bit of a shape of the back of the neckline. And here I'm just cutting, and then you know what, if you're still not sure, just go on the slight bit of the outer line of the measurements. If you have this fear of perhaps going on to making it too small, then by all means don't be afraid to slightly cut on the outer line. Try and keep your line in balance though, not to make it wavy. Just trim it away at the bottom. It's a slight bit of the shape of this at the bottom is a slight roundish, very marginally roundish, and that will give you a better hanging. So and that's the front and the back both cut. Now with the sleeve, like I mentioned earlier, we were having the sleeve is slightly short. Width-wise, the fabric is fine, but length-wise is short. Now we want this full length, so what we're going to do is add the pieces from the sides of the dress. We're just going to take the two combinations and perhaps join them on and do it that way. That's the smaller of the pattern. I might go for the bigger of the pattern. Actually, I think just a single layer is going to be enough. She wants to make friends with you. Mm-hmm. Attention seeker. Mm-hmm. Aren't you? Simba. My cat has found a new friend. So your sleeve length was 25. It's marginally short. So what we're going to do is perhaps just add we'll add a little bit from the front of the kameez just to get the full length, and we'll self turn that in so that it creates a doubled effect as well. Now, one of the things to bear in mind with viscose is it does tend to shrink up as well, so by doing a double fold that will stop that from doing that. There we are. So we'll do the joining of the pieces, and if you want to add an additional lace or something just to overlay it, but I don't think it's gonna really be apparent once we've seamed it up. It's quite a mixture of colours, so, and that's basically it. Now the neckline on this is going to be quite simple because it's already patterned, so we're going to just do a simple neckline of I'm going to cut slightly into the pattern. It's just going to be a round neckline, but because this doesn't have a shape, I'm just going to cut it slightly deeper so that, you know, the outer curvy edges is just taken away, and it'll just give us a nice defined round neckline.